thank you so much for joining us on joining me on my open day. I say us because I've got my family, my neighbour doing some photos, and this is very, very, very exciting. So we're just going to go straight away and crack on with the open bit because people may or may not be joining us. I don't know. People are welcome, but obviously I was a bit panicky about the parking situation because this is a home environment. So which I'm very proud of. And I am going to talk you through the whole thing so you can see exactly what it is that I have managed to set up for my new physio and rehab space, which I'm very, very proud of. So with no further ado, as they say, I'm going to go straight for the ribbon section of this. Okay, so the camera's going to be a bit mobile, everybody. So I'm just passing that to the husband. So we're going to go straight over to do our ribbon. I'm very proud of my daughter as she wanted very much to be part of this day today. And I've never ever managed to do a ribbon cutting before, so this is terribly exciting. I am very, very proud to have this space, and I thank you again, everyone, for joining. It's been many, many years coming. This is my 18th year of being a physiotherapist, and honestly, it just is crazy. So I now here declare this room finally open. Yay! Thank you! Yay! Now we need our champagne, of course. So let's get our champagne. Thank you so much, Peter, for doing the photos.
I'm going to do more.
That's all good. So we've got, I know it's hard doing the camera work in this situation. So, oh, I've got two. Well, it's because one's for the husband. So there you go. Thank you very much. Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers! It's nice having a family business as well. And very importantly, I have to show you, I got a cake especially for the occasion. So look at the cake, everybody! If you do pop along, then you can have some cake. And I have to say, this has been very kindly made by one of my amazing clients. And this was her dog, Elwood. I'm so proud of him. He's such a sweetheart. Was such a sweetheart. Unfortunately, he has now passed. But we always remember him well, and especially now that he's made my cakes. How good is that? So we actually have our first person who's joining us today. So thank you so much. So I'm just going to go and show Anita in. Peter, if you do want to stop doing the photos now, you're very welcome to. Thank you so much. Hi! Oh, thank you so much. We are live on Facebook. Is that okay? Thank you so much. Oh, you're up as well. Hello. Oh, it's like a party. Hello. Hello. I'm going to get all this ribbon out of the way. There you go. One of my patients has joined us. I know. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Peter. I'm so grateful. We are live on Facebook at the moment and YouTube, so we're just making sure that everybody can join the party together. So thank you so much for joining. I'm so proud of you. That's all right. Wanted to make sure. Thank you. I'm going to sure Kenny Rogers didn't miss out. Absolutely, Kenny. This is amazing. So this is Kenny Rogers. it's a meeting of minds now, isn't it? So
I've got to look this way.
I was going to say what we do need to do, especially now I've got some guests, is cut the cake. Yay! We cut the cake. So look at this amazing cake. Beautiful. Thank you. I was just saying. I know this is the trouble. You never want to actually cut cakes, do you?
Yeah.
You never want to actually cut them. It's quite a commitment, isn't it? I mean, you can have a cupcake or some cake. But anyway, here is now the official cutting of the cake. The most stressful thing, really, isn't it? It's an enormous cake, but yes, it's going to be yum, yum, yum. This lady does do professional cake making. Oh God, I hate cutting cakes. I'm going to go straight for a big cake.
I'm not there.
I'm going here.
No.
I'm going here. Why? Adding stress. Okay. The physio room hereby officially open. Yay! There we go. I'm sorry, Kenny, this is not dog cake, okay? I know, but I actually got some treats that I homemade actually, so maybe that'll work well. There we go. I'm going to go straight for, if I do some pieces like this.
That's a good idea.
I think that's probably the wisest way to do this, isn't it? There we go. The child will want the piece with all the icing, won't they?
No.
That's how it goes. Wants a cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Right. Get some cake out. You don't want the piece with the icing.
You can give me the piece with the icing.
Okay.
And circle. I get a circle.
Okay.
Too much icing.
I get a circle.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. I mean, I am assuming you do not want the piece with all the icing.
No.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
See, everybody moans about that bit. Right.
Look, a proper amount of buttercream.
I know. Well, I am gonna, wow. I thought maybe that'll work.
You thought?
I thought, there you go.
Well done, good job.
It is.
You can go. Is it all right for him to go down?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Right,
Oh,
don't
gosh.
panic. Nobody's got to just
Cameraman.
watch me serve cake. I am going to now do a bit of a tour of the space so that everybody can see what's going on. There's obviously always, sorry, I was trying to wrap that up so it wasn't going to go everywhere. It's all it's all a bit new doing the whole
That's what you want to
hybrid
see. The dog.
hybrid action and trying to make sure everybody's got it. There you go. You are welcome.
Thank you.
So, let me just start the tour. But I hope you don't mind. You're now a captive audience, aren't you? I'm just going to start the tour by saying that this is stuck to my eco-warrior values because I don't want anyone to think that it hasn't. So, from an eco-warrior values point of view, the flooring in here is also it's at least 50% recycled material. The balloons I've managed to get are all off of free cycle. The helium's off of free cycle. The paint to go on the walls, although the purple I actually bought, the primer and everything was all free cycled. It was actually got from the paint recycle centre. And I'm basically, if you can think of it, I've recycled it. So yes, that is good. And I just want to make sure that everybody knew that. So in fact, that's a great place to start. Let's start with the flooring. The flooring in here is lovely, and that's why people have taken their shoes off quite happily as well. And you'll probably usually find me without my shoes on because it's actually foam flooring, and it's really comfy because one of the things that was most important to me was to make sure that the dogs could actually comfortably walk in here and not freak out. And actually, I do have a lot of clients who say, my dog won't work on that type of flooring, and that is fine because most of my dogs are elderly. So that is totally not a problem. So yes, everything's thought of. So it does mean you will come into a carpeted area, but don't panic. It is all clean. Everything's fine because the chemicals in here are also eco-friendly, dog-friendly, pet-friendly, environmentally safe. And they're all, I buy in bulk and dilute it so that it's as environmentally safe as it can possibly be. And I have a fogging machine that will basically go off in the evening and make sure that everything is lovely and clean. So let's start with the tour around the room. So you have to try and make sure you actually point in the right direction. We're going to swing by the people enjoying their cake now. Is it good cake?
Oh, it's delicious.
Good. Yay.
That was a high intense. Good job. It was good.
It has been raining, so obviously the coat is around, and I haven't got anywhere to hang coats. But
Oh, we
I'm
should
so
get
sorry.
one.
Oh, my lovely guest had pointed out my sky, so I'm going to go straight to the sky. So if you point up at the lights, you probably can't see it online. Actually, it don't photo well at all. Yay, you've seen it. So the sky, I wanted to make sure I brought the outside in as much as possible because my big passion is to make sure everything is environmentally calm and comfortable and just chill. So we have sky pattern on the lights, which my sign writer did, and it was the first time he ever did it, and he was very proud that he managed to do it. So I was very, very chuffed. So yes, they are awesome. So we have now got weighing scales. So yes, I know people will be freaking out, but don't panic. I'm not horrible. I promise I'm not horrible, but I am honest. And I do want to make sure that my dogs are a right weight because it is one of the most important interventions to making sure that their mobility is good. And you will notice that there is a bit of a haberdashery cover on top, and that is because I need to make sure the dogs are comfortable. And I bought plastic scales especially because I thought they'll have a bit more grip than the ones that are metal with a mat that sort of slides off every now and then when the dogs catch it. But it didn't work. The dogs still found it difficult. So I now then went and found some yoga mats on Marketplace again. So it was all recycled. And I know, on brand as well. It's quite amazing. You can get anything free, really. It's amazing. So I've cut this out and stuck it on top, and you will find random bits of purple stuff stuck on everything, including, as we move on to our exercise block, which is a different heighted block for them to be able to stand up and down on. And I've put purple on top again because dogs were struggling with being able to grip on it. And then I also have, I've got so many things, by the way. This is now a long list, okay? But I'm going to try and bash through it so it's not too long. TheraBand exercises, they're always useful. So I have got TheraBands. Most of this stuff, by the way, is not new. I've had it for ages, just you may or may not actually need it. And so therefore it only comes out if it is right for your patient. I don't just get everything out for everyone. We have yoga blocks as needed for steps as well. These are particularly good with the smaller dogs. And these ones are cork. And the ones that weren't cork before were still made out of wood that was actually upcycled from stairs. So me and my recycling. These are not recycled. There's nothing I can do about these, unfortunately, but they're a wobble cushion. They're really useful. They've got great proprioception topping on them. I don't use them a great deal, but for the dogs that need them, these are fantastic. And then their variation is hedgehog pods as well, which some of my dogs, mostly the agility ones that tend to be a little bit more learned on these, and they've usually come across these before, they will have those things. And don't freak out that they're all spiky, because actually spiky is good, it's proprioceptive. So what else have we got in here? Now this is probably a weird one. You're thinking, why in the world are there bits of wood on the wall? So it's because moving forward, I am very much hoping, I'll put my face in shot, I am very much hoping that I will do a PhD, and I am working towards said PhD. It's a long process, so don't expect it soon. But as part of my assessment process, I want to potentially be able to do photos of the dogs. And photos on a normal situation is absolutely fine, however you do them. But when you want to do it for research purposes, everything's perfect. So this is going to be so I know exactly where a dog has stood and how they are, and I can compare it with this just to make sure they're stood in the right place. So I can have the camera in specifically the right place, the other side of the room, and know how their body is changing and how their posture is changing. So this is a good one. So I've also got in here a walk pad. This is new that most people won't have seen, but again, I have had it for a long time. Can you see my walk pad? There we go. So this is for the paralysed ones, as and when and if they need it. They're not all going to need it because many of them will freak out. Kenny did not need it. But he was one and he's now walking. He's all good. So these things were all around. TV, well, I've got a TV in here. I am hoping to start doing some lectures in here as well. They will obviously be very small and very, what's the word?
Intimate.
Intimate, that's the word. So that it'll be a very small group. So you'll be able to do lots of asking questions and stuff like that and not actually feel uncomfortable. And yes, I do hope to do weight clinics. That'll be exciting stuff. So, what else we've got? A vibration plate. This is also something that I use. Again, not every dog will tolerate a vibration plate, but some will, and this is good. And then this is a good old favourite. I've got some poles. Oh, yay! That's Kenny demonstrating the poles. Kenny did use the poles. So the poles are, again, proprioceptive, muscle building. They do a million things, and I like them. They're called Cavalettis. I like them because we can... Oh, Kelly, you find that so exciting. We can vary them, we can up the ante, we can change how it works, and we can make sure that they are able to think about where they're putting their feet and missing obstacles, which is really important. And yes, I've had these for about 18 years, and they still work because they're bits of wood, so they're not going to be changed for plastic ones. So we are happy people like that. Now, we have got to, I will tell you this actually, only because it'll make you laugh. Every now and then this door hits the vacuum. This is the cleaner and we do need to have it. So sometimes you might come in and hear a weird noise going off as the door has hit the vacuum and the vacuum decides, oh, it's time to go. So I'm just going to take you through to the other room. Now this is actually the physio gym. So this is the new bit and this is absolutely awesome. But the other room is still in place. Now, Paige, could you just do me a favour and turn the music down? Because when we go in there, obviously, we don't necessarily want the party vibe so much. I'm going to have a little sip of a drinky.
Well, it's mine.
Oh, it's his.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Know your place. Right. If he can just put the camera in. Take that out. And then... You hold that, basically, yep, you've got it. Do you want me to help you balance that a bit better?
Sorry.
Don't ease up you like that, okay.
Always
Trying
happy?
to us that. Okay. So this is the therapy room. This is my calm and happy space. This one has got a totally different vibe in it. It's not so blue and bright. This one is all browns and neutrals and calm. And so the point is that in this room, this is where we do most of our therapy, and we make sure that the dogs are in a really chilled way. So there's loads of interventions in here, and most of them you will have seen already, but you may not necessarily have actually asked about what things are and weird things. So if I would like to show you around the room, which I would, we've got to start with. These are sniff stations on the wall. We've got lots of sniff stations on the wall, and the point is that dogs, they have got the smells of coconut, valerian, ginger, and vanilla, and those are the four most calming smells as of a study done on dogs in a kennel situation. And so we have them in here, and then if they're feeling that they're a bit stressed, then they can go over and smell the sniffers, and it will help them calm down. I also always have music in here. But it is not usually the party music. Obviously, it's usually chill music, and most of my clients end up saying, "Oh wow, I want to go to sleep," and it works. It works. I literally 2 days ago had another patient, and the owner was saying, "I just can't believe my dog's so calm with you. I've never seen that before," which makes me so proud. But there is always more interventions because you can't do enough to keep dogs calm. So I also have bandanas, which can be put on the ones that are really stressed, and they get sprayed with Adaptil or Pet Remedy. I use both Pet Remedies here as well. And the point of the bandana is that when it's quite fresh and they take the sniff in up there in their mouth, it's absorbed through the soft palate, so through the roof of their mouth, and then that helps them calm down that extra amount. Okay, so if you have a super stressed dog, just let me know and you can get that, and I will give it you to thank you, Paige. I will give it you to put on them in the car. So what else have we got in here? So my bed. This bed is their comfy physio bed. It's absolutely not this size only. It's just for today's purposes, it is smaller so that it's not in everyone's way. And I've got on this bed a pulse electromagnetic field therapy machine. This is one of my absolute favorite machines, and this will be on for almost all of my dogs, cats, rabbits, everything. This is absolutely fantastic. If you are one of the ones who's going to be using these interventions, I will explain in more detail. But right now, I'm just giving you a quick blast around the room while I wait, and I must go see my guests. So what else have I got? This is the fogging machine. Oh, kinesiology taping. So I do sometimes use some taping for my patients. Not all of them, again, and it really has to be the short head ones because otherwise it doesn't work. And I've got some of my machines that, again, I have had out for some of you and not for all of you. This one is a TENS and an AccuStim. This one is a muscle stimulator. And this one is my infrasound, which is one of my new favorites. This is incredible. It's basically a cross between a massager and an ultrasound. It's not as fast as an ultrasound, so you don't need gel, but it's not as deep and impacty as a massager, so it doesn't cause any bruising. It's really very calm and well tolerated by the patient, whilst having a really good penetration level, and you can feel it go right through the leg or wherever it is you're using it, which is really good. So I like that. And what else have I got here? So these more measuring metrics. It's really important. So I have my goniometers. This is my poshest, fanciest one because it's digital, which I do use this one the most, but not every dog can be that size. So I do have a range of them. So I have smaller ones as well for my patients that I can't fit the big one onto. I also have this measuring tape, and this is really good, but it is actually for doing waist measurements because it's springy and very cool. So yes, waist measurements as well. This also helps with my body weight. Don't panic, this Royal Canin. I'm not telling you have to feed that stuff at all, but this is a really good box. It's my favorite boxes, and it's so that you can feel whether your dog is overweight or not. So it's really helpful because you can decide if your dog is overweight, and that is really important. And then this little chalkboard is so that we can celebrate when your dog has lost the weight, and I can post it on Facebook, which is always lovely because I'm always so excited when the dogs lose the weight, or the cats, that's required. Moving forward, I've got lasers. I've got a selection of lasers. These are not there's class 3, but it's not the big high level ones. So again, I use what I need when I need it. But these are very good. And I've got my ultrasound, which is more my favourite baby. So yes, my ultrasound is very, very good. And I have got some cups for cupping and some hot stone therapy. There's tons of options. Oh, and we conveniently move around to my awards shelf, where I was most recently one of the top 3 finalists for the Vets and Wellbeing section of the Dog Friendly Awards. And then we have the Animal Star Awards, which I did win last year, which is awesome. And then this one is I'm awarded as a plastic-free champion from the Surfers Against Sewage. That is a mouthful, because of my eco efforts, which I'm very, very proud of. So going back up here, well, we have our Pay It Forward board. Pay It Forward is really, really cool and really important, and I'm very proud of that. I set it up during COVID, and it was to help people who are struggling a bit, not necessarily people that are receiving benefits or anything, but it's just people that, fallen on hard times. And then now through the financial crisis, it continues. And so people very kindly donate any amount of money. It gets stuck on the board, and that money can be used towards one session for any dog that needs it. I always throw in a follow-up, so they'll always have at least 2 sessions, and it's a really good start to get them on their rehab rather than doing nothing, which is great. I do stock these bandanas, which are yellow, bright, and they are to help owners identify their dogs as arthritic so that other dogs out in parks can not jump all over them, hopefully. And it does work, actually, so I'm very chuffed to have those that we stock. My puppy massage DVD, which also is an online course, and it's just so that people can actually learn how to massage in more detail at home on their own if they wish to, because some people do want to know more about how to do massage. I'll always show you the basics, but this is much more detailed, and it's perfectly safe, and it's a really good way of learning. Nick mats, they're also really good. There is an intervention that's coming, by the way, that I can't, that hasn't actually arrived. It's arriving Monday, which I'm really sad about. There's going to be some perspex going on the walls that I can stick lick mats to, and that's only in the gym. I don't have food in the therapy room. That is a very strict rule of mine, because the dogs kind of go, "Arr!" But out in the gym, they can have food. I know, I said that, right? They can have food. So we shall see. I do have a little stock of wobble cushions as needed. I have a stock of paws boots, so that people can try them and see if they want them. These are my favourite type of boots for saving them from getting scuffed paws, which I love. And I think that might actually be it. There are definitely other things that I know I've forgotten, and I can't. Oh yeah, like things like I have dimmable lights in here as well. So again, that just makes sure that we can keep the environment calm for the dogs. I think that's pretty much it though. So I think what I need to do now is wrap this up. I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to keep posting photos, but I wanted to make sure that I showed everybody. Oh, before I forget, my very cool new clocks. Can we see my new clocks? Yeah. How on brand are those? That makes me happy. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm going to jump on and is there any questions that have come up in the comments? I'm just going to have a look and see if there's anything that's come up. Oh, there's loads. There's loads. Oh, Stacey, because I wasn't able to see because obviously the husband had the camera in here and the laptop. So Stacey, thank you so much for saying lovely things and joining me. Claire, thank you for joining me. Janet, thank you. Becky, thank you. Melanie, thank you. Jenny, thank you so much. I'm so pleased that you like it. So Anna said, sorry, my faces did angry ones, but Monty was laughing. Oh, I see. It's because I'm reading the messages backwards. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Anna, for joining. I'm really pleased. Thank you, Anne, for joining. And Christine, thank you. Rachel, thank you. Oh, she loves the cake as well. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Monkey Paws. That's Catherine. Thank you, Kim. And wow, this is just lovely. I'm going to go back and reply to all of those later, but obviously, as I say, I have to go to my guests now. Thank you everyone for joining. I couldn't be more pleased. I'm so excited to move forwards. I'm so proud to be having progress with my business and still be moving forwards after all these years. Physio should not stand still. It should always be progressing. It should always be moving forwards, and I'm very proud to be part of that. development. And so yeah, thank you to the husband who let me have the garage back as well. I have to allow that. He did have his car in there before, but we found somewhere else for it to go. Don't panic, it's not in the bin. And thank you to my daughter for helping. And yeah, she did a great job with that. And to be honest, some of you met her anyway, because she does like to come along. That's why she's branded, because she likes to actually be part of the team. So yes, keep watching. I will keep posting photos. And if you are coming down, please do. Absolutely welcome. As I said before, if you can just avoid clogging up the road, that'd be amazing. But please do come and get some cake. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.